So this morning we are looking at projecting executive presence. It doesn't matter what your level is. It doesn't matter where you are now. Everywhere you go, you must project yourself as at least 2 steps higher than where you are today. Women, this definitely is not acceptable in the workplace. If you are going to wear this to the workplace, then be ready to be treated as that cute madam that doesn't have anything upstairs. So this is the type of thing we are looking. Look at the difference between this and this. Yeah. Very quickly too, the pillars of executive presence. Number 1 is substance. So substance, very key. So when you open your mouth, you speak with wisdom. And then style. Don't drop your femininity just because you want to show that you are macho. Have style. Convert it. Look for it. If you don't know how to use it, come to us. Character. That's the truth of the matter. Character. Character is a key pillar of presence. Executive presence. Character comes from confidence, assurance of who you are. You must have character. Some basics of executive presence: ability to project mature self-confidence. Don't walk with your head down, there's nothing on the ground, it's only the devil. March on it. Step on him. Yeah, it's true. Walk with your chin up, square your shoulders, tuck in your tummy. You must have a sense that you can take control of difficult, unpredictable situations. As leaders, as executives, we must be able to make tough decisions and not shy away from them. Call a spade and not a garden tool.
That's it.
That you can make tough decisions in a timely manner. That you can hold your own with other talented and strong-willed executive team members. When you are in a meeting, you should be able to hold your own. That means know your onions. Know your onions, understand your work, understand the work of the other person, so when you are talking with authority. Can executive presence be developed? Do you think it can be developed? It's a resounding yes. Yes, it can be developed. Yes, it can be developed. How can you therefore exude class? How can you exude executive presence? How? Number 1, stop apologizing for who you are. Forgive me for sounding too intelligent attitude. No, no, no. If you know it, say it. But if you don't know it, don't say it. But if you know it, say it. And say it with what? Authority and confidence. Don't apologize for being professional. Don't apologize for being powerful. Don't downplay your achievements. Stop apologizing for being successful. Most women, when congratulated on their career, they tend to brush it aside. If you can't own this success for yourself, if you can't stop apologizing because of who you are, I beg you, in the name of God, stop apologizing for the rest of us. Stop apologizing because of those of us who are coming behind. So that when we come there, and when we even see you, and when they see you in that position, they will know that there are many more women like that who are coming behind, who are prepared to take leadership position. There has been a lot of talk devoted to what we wear, how we look, but not so much about how we sound. No matter how impressive a woman executive is, if she doesn't know how to speak well, she will look weak. If she speaks in a weak and tentative manner, she will lose all the professionalism behind her. Have a baseline of self-confidence and a willingness to deal with unpredictable situations. Find your voice as an executive. In a meeting, be heard. be heard with wisdom. What did I say before? If you don't have anything to say, don't know it, what you do? Keep quiet. Look good always. Look for opportunities to show your presentation skills, because that's where people get to see you. Exude confidence. Establish a zero tolerance apology pact with your female counterparts. Tell them, anytime it looks like as if I'm apologizing, give me sign, show me, send me a mail, send me a text message, ping me to say stop apologizing for who you are. Establish that. Have friends that will teach you. Believe in yourself and your ability. Value yourself and value your worth. Walk 25% faster. Don't drag your feet. Be a front seater. Make eye contact when you are talking. Don't stare, but look at people in the face. And then speak up. Don't mumble. This one was taught to me by Chief Mrs. Onikepo Akonde, OON. She told me a long time ago. She's one of my mentors. She said, go from being a member to being a leader. In other words, any place you find yourself, whether it's in an association, it's in a fellowship, it's in a committee, whatever, work so hard. You will work harder than everybody else there, but that will bring you recognition. And very quickly, you become a leader in that place. This one was taught to me by another of my mentors, Chief Mrs. Eniola Fadayomi. When I turned 50, she said, my goodness, women are redefining their age. You must not, because you're 50, look 50. You are 18 with 32 years experience. Hello? Redefine your age. The brain never grows old. Ever. Have you ever had a brain transplant? No. So 50 does not condemn you at all. It is not, executive presence is not measured by age. It is an attitude that is built by experience. Age is not a guarantee for executive presence. No. If you're 25, you can have executive presence. Anyone who stops learning is old. Whether at 20 or whether at 80. Stand up straight. Okay. Stand up straight. Learn to stand up straight, square your shoulders, don't walk in a slouch manner, don't slouch, tucking your tummy. Look at these ladies, their grandmothers. Don't talk loudly, and laugh loudly. Some women, when they laugh, even in the office, and they're laughing. No. Don't drag your feet when you're walking. Sit up straight. Don't slouch, sit on your laps and not on your buttocks. Don't decorate your workplace with cutesy things. Don't cry in front of others. Don't be a crybaby. Especially ladies, we all know that we're all emotional people. But learn to manage it so that you end up not crying in front of people so that you don't become a crybaby. Eating may not be an executive skill, but it is especially hard to imagine when anyone negotiating a rise to the top will consider it possible to skip mastering the very simple requirements of eating. What else, therefore, did you miss out on? What else, therefore, don't you know? What else, therefore, in spite of your position and your level and your status, don't you know? Where should I put my napkin? What cutlery do I start with? How do I hold my glass? What do I do with my handbag at table? Is it ladylike to upturn my teacup when I'm done? Should I sandwich my bread at dinner? Should I drink when I'm being toasted as a special guest? What is the difference between to you and you two in introductions? Are salutations the same as recognitions? Should I ask for a doggy bag at dinner? If you want to know all of these things, come on the 21st of when? June. My sisters, if you do not develop, I want all of us to read this together. Quickly, 1, 2, go. Listen, it doesn't matter your level. There will be people at your level that will rub your face in it. In the committee of presidents, there are presidents and there are presidents. The minute you settle for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settle for. God bless you. Thank you.